Hey everyone, Larry Satchwell here. Today I'm turning some table legs. I turned the first one and got it approved from the wife. So now I've made a story stick here. I'm getting ready to turn another one. This tells me where I need to cut and where I need to turn. I've got a little mark here that says saw here. That's because this pine is not the easiest stuff in the world to turn. It's kind of brittle and it has very distinct soft spots and hard spots with the growth rings. So I'm going to cut this off here because it has that square top. I don't want any chip out beyond that. It's also full of termite holes. And we'll have to see what I get into once I start cutting that. This knot here could be problematic. This one also had some 16 penny nails in it. All these wormholes I'm hoping will turn away. I had a little leftover resin, some epoxy, 5-minute epoxy that I put in a couple of these holes. This, for the most part, will be hidden. There'll be about a 3-inch spot right here. So, first thing I want to do is just saw the corners off of here so I don't get some tear out. And that just takes a couple of strokes. So this part from here down, I need to turn round, and I want to turn it to its maximum width. So it's time to do some turning. Let me get geared up here. Face shield. Years ago when I was teaching myself to turn, there was no YouTube channel, there weren't any videos. Every once in a while, Norm Abrams would turn something, but there were lots of articles, most of them in fine woodworking. And one of those articles said, get the biggest roughing gouge you can get. So that's what I did. And I haven't regretted it, but it is a huge monstrosity. So I'm going to knock these corners off here. I could have done this at the bandsaw or the table saw, but it's just as efficient to do it right here, right now. I've got the lathe turning at 800 revolutions per minute. Now they have these corners knocked off, I can use my skew chisel. And if I were a talented woodworker, I could use my skew chisel to knock those corners off. I move the speed up to 1,000. Ideally, I want to cut with the lower third, and you can see that my skill level doesn't let me do that all the time. Sometimes I'm down at the bottom, sometimes it creeps up. All right, it's down to round here. I never know which end of the skew to do this operation with, and the pros usually just flip it over back and forth so fast you can't tell. I'm going to be using the long point, which I think is called the toe. When I go to make this the transition, I'll use the heel. So this center point here, I'm going to go from a taper down to there. Here's where I need to cut this off at. And then this needs to come up square to here. And then my line here will be on where I taper it. And there are the kittens under my feet. I like to have this down here as a reference just to keep going, knowing where I'm going. I'm gonna try to tackle this hard part first. So the first thing I'll do is, I've got this set here for this width right here. So I'll do that. And then I've got another caliber set for this width. So I'll do that one from right there. Got my knuckles. Oh, I've got a nice edge there. By cutting this away first, now I have some room to work down to that. Still a little bit fat up here, so it's got some wiggle room. The shoulders look pretty good here. I just took it over to my leather strop and gave it a few strokes. I've turned the lathe up now to 1500 because I want these next cuts to be nice and smooth. Got some bad tear out there. Fortunately, this is going to be rounded over. All right, I'm ready to tackle this corner. That's the hardest part. Well, that's now how I saw it in my mind's eye. Not a lot of damage done yet. No matter how strong you are, once you get a catch, you can't stop it. I'm going to leave it like that. This is the hard side for me because I'm going downhill left-handed. All right, time to sand. Nothing to see there.